Hey, what's up, everybody? So, the new Smash game comes out in less than a week, and we may know the full roster before then. Still, I've been thinking a ton about Ridley being in the game, of course, and this theory kind of came to me last night while I was taking a shower. I don't know why that's relevant, but I think the best thoughts happened there. So, these two things recently popped up on the internet regarding Ridley that I kind of started putting together, trying to figure out how these things relate. And the first one was this leaked image of Ridley on Super Smash Bros. 3DS. And another was a shocking new evidence video released talking about the April Direct, which showed off Ridley for the first time in Smash, but really only a shadow. And I was thinking these two things maybe have a possibly have connection, but how? So I wanted to talk quickly about the Ninka Van Rose leak, because that kind of all starts with information based off of color swaps present in Smash 4 from Mario and Bowser that a friend of, I believe it was Ninka, revealed that Mario and Bowser would have these new color swaps in the new Smash game, and indeed they do. And he used these, they used the Brawl mod to create renditions of these color swaps that this person had seen. The Brawl mods weren't actual images of Mario and Bowser having the skins. They were just, modded to look like what they'll look like, in Smash 4. So that got me thinking about this, image, which kind of looks like almost like a 2D image of Ridley, almost maybe even photoshopped from something. It kind of looks off. And not an off way like it looks bad or ugly. In fact, I think it looks great in terms of the actual design of Ridley, but it looks a little off in terms of the placement in the image. It doesn't feel like it quite fits. And that's why I think it possibly is photoshopped. It may not be real. And I will get to the April Direct, the shocking evidence thing in a second. But what I think the first part of this theory is that I think we saw an artist rendition of what Ridley looks like in the game. That image, the Ridley leak, wasn't the actual image of Ridley, not the actual render and the actual pose of Ridley in the game and the actual appearance in the game. Instead, it is what the person saw and recreated to show what Ridley will look like in Smash 4. It is very possible that somehow this person was able to catch a glimpse, maybe they were at the PAX closed media event and they saw Ridley there, and they were able to get a good mental image of Ridley and then photoshops an image on the internet to look like what Ridley looks like in the game. I think that's very possible. Considering that we've already worked with, from the Ninka and Van Rose leaks, other people's artistic renditions and not actual images, and the fact that, Ridley only kind of looks a certain way, especially Super Metroid Ridley, I think that what we're seeing is a person who was able to get a good, clear mental image of what Ridley looks like, found an image on the internet that looks similar to that, and then edited that image to give us a picture of what Ridley will most likely or definitely looks like in the final release, but not the actual image, not the actual render of what Ridley looks like. This then ties into a theory that I've had for a long time, which is that Super Metroid or actual Ridley will be playable, and Other M Ridley from Other M will be the stage boss. Now, if you watch the April Direct, the April, I think 10th, Smash Direct, we saw Ridley kind of teased as a stage boss, and we know for a fact that whatever Ridley showed up there, playable or not, was Other M Ridley. We can know for a fact that that was Other M Ridley. My theory is that Super Metroid Ridley is playable and Other M Ridley is not playable. But I think the shocking new evidence video kind of didn't go far enough. It was a good video, and I think the April Direct Ridley kind of scene needs to be covered more, but I think it's kind of too late at this point. Smash is out soon. But it's a great video, and it points out that it looks like Ridley actually does grab Pikachu, and Pikachu breaks free. And he goes into what it looks like and all that kind of stuff, but he stops at why or how. Why exactly are we seeing this? How is this happening? And not necessarily what it is. And I think that's the next logical step, is to figure that out. And what I've come to the conclusion is that what we're seeing is a new kind of stage boss, a new kind of stage hazard, which is not like the Yellow Devil, which is kind of just a damage sink. We just keep hitting it until it dies, and then it goes away. What I think is that this Other M Ridley stage hazard comes on the stage almost like a big AI computer-controlled character. Almost kind of like when you play on classic mode and you have like Giant DK on Congo Jungle and you have to fight him in like a 3v1 or something like that. I think that we get this a literal like computer AI stage hazard where Ridley comes on and he acts as a computer-controlled fighter with like one stock and like some percent and something like that. You actually kind of fight him as a fighter. The reason why I think this is, well, first there was it was a text leak, but it was a theory that potentially that's the case, that Ridley is a new kind of stage hazard where he has like a stock or he has his own, essentially he's a computer AI fighter rather than a stage hazard. And when I thought about that more, it made kind of sense to me. What do computer AI characters do a lot? They walk around aimlessly. They don't really fight. They're kind of really weak and not very certain in their moves, and they're not really committed to things. They don't really go out and fight you. A level 1 computer just like kind of walks around nonchalantly a lot. It looked like to me in that image or that video, what we're seeing is a low-level computer-controlled stage hazard AI, Ridley, as well as a low-level computer Pikachu, and that the two of them were on the stage together, and that's why we saw what we saw. Is that we saw, that's why Pikachu is walking nonchalantly, just aimlessly walking across the stage, because he looks like he's like a level 1 computer. And it's possible that maybe the level of the computers picked in the match affect the level of the AI in the stage hazard. So because Pikachu was a level 1 computer, that Ridley stage hazard was also a low-level computer. And that's why we get a kind of not really fight. We get Pikachu walking across slowly, Ridley flying across slowly, Ridley slowly and then picking up Pikachu and then not doing anything, not pummeling, not throwing, not moving, nothing, and then Pikachu breaking free because Ridley wasn't doing anything. That, to me, looks like two computer-controlled low AI fighters, and Pikachu just happens to be a selectable fighter, a computer-controlled fighter, and that other M. Ridley also has a low computer level, but is a stage hazard fighter, and not a computer, selected character. And that's why I think where all these things come together, is that we have the Super Metroid playable Ridley. That image was an artist's rendition of what we'll see. And then other M. Ridley is the stage hazard, but he's a new kind of stage hazard where he has, a changeable AI kind of level. He is a fighter in the game almost, you kind of fight him, he has his own stock, he's a kind of computer. And that's why we saw him how he was in the April Direct. Now, is this plausible? I think so. Is it legitimate? Probably not. And we'll know for sure in less than a week what Ridley's case is in the game. But I do think that it's a pretty plausible theory. Excuse me, allergies. I think it's a pretty plausible theory, considering that we've already had instances of Toon Link being part of a stage and being a playable character. Dark Samus is an assist trophy and now is a a palette swap. So we have a lot of instances of a character showing up in one way and also showing up in another way in the same game. I think Ridley is going to be like the peak, the culmination, the crux of the best example of that. But again, we'll know for sure at the end of the week. But still, I think this is a pretty potentially valid theory that we could see come to fruition come Saturday or Friday for us. And speaking of which, it seems like there is a special pre-launch Japanese stream happening, I think Thursday for them, so it'll be Wednesday for us. I don't know the exact time. I'm just hearing about it now. But hey, we could see some crazy stuff then. I'm hoping, crossing fingers, Ridley's going to be in the game. I'm definitely confident, but I want to see how, and I'm excited because I think that artist rendition, that image, that potential leaked image of Ridley looks pretty awesome. And I think the potential of having regular Ridley playable and other M. Ridley as a stage hazard, as this kind of new, unique kind of stage hazard, is a really cool idea. So let me know what your thoughts are on the theory, or if you just think Ridley's not playable or playable, what you think. Leave your thoughts, feedback below, and be checking back because we'll have a ton of new Smash content and gameplay on this channel come hopefully starting next week, and definitely when the US North American release of the game comes out, I will have even more content for you guys to check out. But I'll be trying to get my hands on the Japanese 3DS so we get some videos going. So thanks for checking it out. Again, leave your thoughts, what you think about this. If you think it's crap, if you think that you completely disagree with me, let me know. And fingers crossed. We'll see you guys this weekend.